Stop doing this. We had already unplugged it under the sink. So basically this front piece comes off of here, and this front piece is gonna put a little bit of water there, so usually you can just squeeze it right off, and or put a cloth there, because it's gonna let out some water right there. That's about all the water you're gonna get. You know, you've already drained it. You know, there's a little bit of water here, a little bit of water there, and boom. Other than that, then the pump comes out on this side forward. If it's on the other side, of course, it goes backward. So, or vice versa. I'll find out in a second. I think it pushes down and bring it forward. Yes. Okay. So this one goes counterclockwise to take out. No matter where side it's on, it goes counterclockwise to take out. Okay. So here's your pump. And see this button here? I'll show you real quick. See, it has a little lever right there, and that's depressed, and then you turn it counterclockwise while you're depressing that button, and when you put it back on, it's about at that angle, and you make sure that's all the way flat. Make sure that everything's compressed in here. Make sure that it sits flat before you start turning it. Don't force it on there, or you're gonna make it leak. So you gotta make sure it's nice and flat. Now you have one in the front and two on the sides on this. You might have one in the rear, it might have four, but it probably has three, so you just have to figure it out by reaching in there. And this is what you don't see, is there's one in the front right here, basically holding this tub in, and they just turn. This one pops out. So these are what they look like right there. And so there's three of them. One on this side, there, and the hardest one to get to is the one on this side. Gonna be plugged in, so we'll grab that. Then right here, you're gonna have the plug for the motor. This is the OWI sensor. It senses the water clarity. Okay, and then of course you're gonna have the pump. You're gonna put the pump back on underneath. So it's gonna go like this, and that little line is where you match it up. So take this off. Like so, and this. These are just tabs, but sometimes you might have screws in yours. You just have to look and see how it's placed. Sometimes there's screws, sometimes there's tabs. This one has tabs, so basically just goes like so, and it can come out like this, just sideways like that, and you take that out, and this piece, you can get those out of your way. This pops out. Oh, there's a piece of glass. And then this part of the motor, basically it just has two side spots right here that make it come out, and you want to wiggle it side to side to get it out, like so, until it comes out. There we go, like that. And push that button, boom, it's out. And here you go. Make sure you have the full seal right there. If you're not, then it's going to leak. Okay, and then line this up. First, you get the plastic part underneath, right? And then line up, because you got to get that little slot in there, and then this in there. This has to go right directly like that, so you get it all the way together. And then once you get it in, push it down real nice and hard. You have to make sure that you get it lined up so you can get it all the way in, and then give it a good push. Because if you don't get it all the way down, then you'll never get those pieces in. So now you may have to do that more than once. Depends on how easy you get your parts in. I always go with the hardest one first. 2 plugs. Some of them have a single plug, but this one has 2. And does it matter which one you have? If you only have two wires, then it does not matter which wire you put on one side, unless you have a small terminal, large terminal, or something like that. But if they're the same size terminals, it doesn't matter which one you put it on. It's something you can't see, you just have to feel and get it in correctly, because you got wires and everything around here. You just got to make sure that you get it in right before you start pushing it in, because you don't want to force it in. Here we go. So we're at the junction here, so make sure that there's nothing in there. Then I just go here and get it all the way flat. Right there, like that. Locked it in place. Now this one right here. Squeeze this. So that stays on. Alrighty, that's it. You squeeze out right here. Put this underneath here, because this is for just because it echoes against her floor. And so that's a little trick that I have right there, so she doesn't have to hear it.